Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We're going to talk about The Bite of Brenna Barlow. I waited until midnight to record this because it was a book about vampires. It seemed topically appropriate to do so. I'm doing a lot of gesturing and talking with my hands, and you can't see it because I don't have a webcam turned on. So, anyway, it's a really cool looking cover. The shadowing here is very striking. I tried to figure out the lighting here, and I couldn't. So, I think this is just done like purely for effect. Because if you look down here, the lighting is being cast from the top. I guess this could be her hair is blocking all that light, but not all the way across her nose, I wouldn't expect. So I think this is just like done to be super dramatic. And then there's a hot dog being a hot dog, because little dogs are silly creatures. So it's a pretty striking cover. Got the blood, the little pointed teeth. You see the blood first, though, but that tells you she's a vampire. So that's why we're doing this book review at midnight. Here's the people that worked on it. Rob Stanley. Full disclosure, he messaged me on Twitter. He's like, "Yo, you want to review this book?" And I was like, "Sure thing." So here we are reviewing the book. J.C. Grand did the pencils and inks. We'll talk more about that in a second. Colors by Blake Wilkie and Rebecca McConnell. We'll also talk about the coloring. You know what? The lettering, I didn't really like. It didn't stand out to me. So I guess that means the lettering was fine. So let's start off with like the most soul-crushing workday possible. And I don't know, she's like working a 12-hour shift or something. It's absolutely mad. We start off here. If you look over here, there's a stack of papers. She's on the phone. Now you might look at that and try to read it, but there's nothing to read there. We're unable to accept IOUs over the phone. Her day just gets worse. Your parakeet racked up $1,000 in credit charges? She's screaming. Drunkenness is not a valid excuse for delinquency. She's incredulous. Turn down the nickelback. She's dying. Now, right here in the art, we can see a couple of very striking things. I don't know which colorist did what aspects of what or any of that kind of stuff. I don't think it really matters that much. But I think all these flat blacks that you see, which are very prominent here, kind of makes me think of Frank Miller and his Xerxes book, where some of the pages it was just kind of like Frank took a Sharpie to it and just went to town. Like, we're just painting this everywhere. It produces some visually striking stuff. I don't necessarily know that it makes sense here. Like, should her hair ever be depicted as being like that distinctly not blonde? You know? So I don't know that it makes sense. Like, here, this shouldn't be like that. It's dramatic, but these lines are so clean. Oh, hey, actually, hold on. I didn't notice this until just now, so I don't know that I'm prepared to talk about it. But that looks like whoever was painting this on got a little overzealous with this line, and they didn't continue it up to here to kind of mask that. Uh, hmm, I didn't notice that till just now. Let's kind of zoom back out a little bit. So yeah, she's having a bad day. You notice her eyes are weird. She has red pupils and a white iris. Like, that is super weird, okay? That is super weird. So we see that's going on. But you know what? She's not the only one having a bad day. Her office mate, absolutely having a bad day. Oh man, I should have wrote down page numbers because I want to jump ahead just a little bit. I'm going to guess I want to go to page 8. We went a little too far, but we'll come back to page 8. So page 6? Yeah. So she has like some kind of second sight. She can hear things. She can hear what people are thinking. So she's like chilling at home with her little hot dog, and she's like, "Here's this. I don't want to die. I don't want to die." So she runs. Like, if I heard somebody outside my house going, "I don't want to die," I don't know that I would like sprint into the streets with a stick, but I would definitely be down there, like checking out what's going on too. So, totally legit response. I'm down with this. The coloring in the background, the shadow effect is not nearly as strong as it is on her. I didn't notice that before either because I barely. It's the background, it's just kind of like, yes, this is there, and I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but I'm just noticing it now. I need to stay quiet. Is anybody there? Oh, now we're kind of picking up. She can't see, right? Right? Maybe we're not picking that up from here, but we eventually picked it up. So she's got like enhanced like extrasensory perception, but she's missing like a more common sense. Uh, that was a weird phrase. A more common sense as opposed to common sense. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Come out, sweetie, and come with me. I promise you'll be safe. She can't be one of them, can she? Ooh, I like the kid's expression, like recoiling from the hand. Oh! Oh! I'm not sure the eyes seem to be focusing right there. Anyway, moving on. I know I'm like just randomly like picking little things, but I'm just seeing those as I'm going through this. I didn't notice it the first time I read the book. And it's only here on my second reading that I'm seeing some of this stuff. Okay, so page 6, she rescues a little girl with a teddy bear. Let's go to page 8. I'll be outside if you need me. She can hear her dog. Like, that's... I don't know that I would want to hear my dog, because she's probably always, like, demanding, like, belly rubs or something. It would get real annoying real fast. But you know what? If you have a normal dog, it's probably okay to hear your dog. Hmm. So she goes looking for the girl. She reads, like, this tragic story for the girl, that the girl's parents, like, died. She vanished in a car crash, like, a year ago or something. And it's a pretty troubling tale. Is this the page I want? Yeah, this is exactly the page I wanted. Oh man, I'm so good at this. I'm a professional. I'm not really, but I'm a professional. Late afternoon. So here we are, next day, late in the afternoon. Your Nana can't wait to see you because she called her grandma. How long till we get there? Bus only takes a half hour. Then they see this. Trouble starts. We're going to jump ahead just 2 more pages again. You can see she's wearing the glasses to cover her eyes up here during the day. And we get a little bit of action because some bad people come in to kidnap the girl. I'm not going to scroll down past here, but you can kind of see like what's going on. Again, this like facial construction, the heavy inking, I do get kind of like a Frank Miller kind of vibe coming off of this, which I enjoy. But I think maybe, oh man, I just love this. Her facial expression right there. It comes off as exceedingly sinister, which is absolutely appropriate. These dudes are way more generic than whoever this like girl is here. So she's got her like stick. She's gonna defend the girl, and of course these are like some big dudes, and so it doesn't go quite so well for her at first. They're not expecting what happens, and I'm not going to tell you what happens because I want you to read the book. We've looked at 5 of the 20 something pages here for the book. We're going to not show any more. I'm not even going to show you this whole page. You're just going to stop right here. Things I really like about the book. We get this like cool thing here with the little girl. She saves it. She does some good. It's very cool. She goes to work. There's that girl or that lady at work. We saw. I did show that page right where I said something like, she's not the only one having a bad day. Like, please tell me I said that because I meant to say that. Because her like office mate, their cubicle neighbor, whatever you want to call it, has got some like odd bruising, and doesn't have the best home life either. So we got like this story. We got that little subplot which has a payoff at the end. We've got her tragic backstory, which she's a vampire. Naturally, vampires probably gonna have a tragic backstory. So we learned about that. We learned about her family and the traumas around that. So we've got like I don't know 4 or 5 like plot threads running through this book. I don't know if this little girl kidnapping thing is going to come back. It probably should. That is like such an exclamation point, such a nuclear plot bomb. It has to come back in like whatever the next issue is going to be. Her family is obviously going to be like a running thread through the book, dealing with the past, the ghosts of the past, the demons of the past, whatever you want to call it. Um, but like the little girl herself, that's a short-term plot thread. The co-worker, short-term plot thread. We probably won't go through much of that anymore. I don't know. There might be a little reference to it or a payoff later too, kind of tie everything together. That would be cool. Um, she there's a like neighbor or a friend or something that comes over and talks to her a little bit. That has like an immediate payoff now, but it's totally a setup for something else later. There's a lot of just kind of juicy stuff being dropped down here, and pretty much I like the writing. I'm not sure that I would have actually changed a whole lot about the narrative structure of the book. It was a pretty quick read. It was a little weird getting started here because of the office stuff, but I think that's like your last chance to catch a breath in this book. You know, it helps you relate to her character because she's going through that crazy office life. Probably most of the people reading this book have gone through like some crazy office life. So that absolutely makes sense that she would go through it, that we would do that. It's a great way to tie the reader and the character together. Brings her a little bit down to earth. That kind of seems to be like the theme. She's trying to blend in with society, that kind of stuff. Be normal despite her abnormalities. The vampire thing comes out a little bit. There's lots of great stuff here. I had fun reading this book. If you, I don't know if Rob Stanley, please tell me I got his name right. Let's go back up to the top. Yes, got his name right. I don't know if Rob Stanley has a campaign that's active for this or what. If he's watching it, he should absolutely like drop links down below because I don't think he gave me any links to like a website or anything. But you should put some links down there. I'll try to go like I'll go search his like social media and see if I can find some links, but probably not tonight because I got to get to bed right after recording this. Uh, it's a lot of fun. Pretty good book. I would recommend if you're interested in vampires or supernatural horror or urban fantasy, any of those fancy buzzwords, you should probably give this a read. It's not really a horror book, but I think it's gonna. There's a little bit of that in there. I think it's gonna kind of come back a little more strongly as we progress down the plot of the bad people, as the little girl called them. It's cool stuff. The weakest point of the book is probably the coloring, and I can't place my finger on exactly what it is. It's something about the gradients being applied, and they just don't really work for me like super strong all the time. Like I think her hair is probably the biggest victim of that, and it might just be because we have these really dark, flat inks in here, and that's kind of throwing the hair off. Something like that. I'm not sure. That's like my only real criticism of the book because I enjoyed all the writing, I enjoyed the action, uh, all that stuff. Yeah, check it out. Absolutely check it out. It is worth your time to seek this out. I'll see you all next time. You have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good, good stuff. Until next time, bye bye.